Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another rousing edition of Jared Stumbles Through. Today, we return to Persona 4 Dancing All Night as the English version is now out, which means we can do that top thing on the menu, the story mode. So let's dive right in. Did you guys know in story mode you can enjoy the story of P4D? First, select mode to proceed. The mode will affect only story mode and is separate from free dance difficulty. So it's basically, what difficulty do you want? Do you want it on easy or normal? They literally could have just cherry picked the difficulties from free dance and just put them in here instead of doing beginner or standard, but whatever. All right. So the main thing about the story mode in this game is, if you remember the story modes from the fighting games, Arena and Arena Ultimax, this is basically the same exact thing. Visual novel stuff, we'll do some dancing, more visual novel stuff, dancing, etc, etc. So let's start. Let's just dive right in. Atlas, don't give me another copyright strike, please. I love you guys. Hearts, hearts, winky face.
Well then, that concludes this audition. We'll contact you individually with your results after some time.
Thank you, sir.
Take care now.
Thanks for everything.
Thank you for staying so late.
Thank you so much. See you. Please excuse us. Sorry. Thank you for everything. We'll get back. Oh, thanks, Mom. Good luck.
No, you're so
I'm rooting for you, too. Excuse me? Yuko-san?
Was that a scream?
From the studio. It was from the studio. Hey!
What?
What's going on?
Hey, have you heard that rumor?
Huh? Which one?
When you look at some website at midnight, there's this weird video that plays on its own. It's hard to really make out much at first, but you can totally see this idol who should be dead dancing in it. When you watch the video to the end, supposedly you get taken away to the other side, and you never wake up.
The shoulder cracking. Here you guys thought this was going to be a nice, kind-hearted story about dancing. Fuck no, this is a Persona game. We're going to start shit dark with a fucking idol hanging herself. And a lot of ellipses. Hi, Margaret. When you awaken, you are greeted with an unfamiliar sight. The floor, walls, even the ceiling, everything in the mysterious room is covered or colored a deep ultramarine. Before you sits a unfamiliar woman.
Oh, welcome to the Velvet Room. Don't worry, this is merely a dream. The you in the real world is sound asleep. Having said that, you're no guest of this room.
She fixes you with a piercing stare, as if appraising you before continuing on. It's kind of hard to read with the background.
Perhaps you've gone astray in your dream and wandered into a realm beyond your ken. This is the Velvet Room, a place that exists between dream and reality, mind and matter. Normally, only those who have agreed upon some form of contract may come here.
After saying so, she turns her gaze downward, as if in contemplation.
But nothing meaningless happens in this room. If you are here, there must be a reason for it. Very well. I'll use this as an opportunity to tell you of a guest we once hosted here.
The woman before you straightens her posture slightly, then faces you directly. It seems she's going to tell you a story about someone other than yourself. Who does she intend to tell you about?
Yes, I know just whose story to relate. This is the tale of an unforgettable guest who kindled within my heart a flame that none of our countless visitors could match. I knew him as Yu Narukami.
Charlie Tinoco up in his house.
In overcoming a terrible ordeal that befell a certain town, he formed an irreplaceable bond with his friends. The power of their bond supported them. Through every trial, even when facing an adversary with inhuman powers, they remained undaunted throughout. You seem perplexed. I'm not surprised. You could have no notion of what I'm speaking of, after all. In that case, I will show you a glimpse into the story after they overcame their ordeal.
When the woman raises her hand, brilliant light slowly floods your surroundings. And everything fades to white.
To be clear, this is not the story of the ordeal they faced. One might think of it as a festival that they performed in, at the risk of their own lives.
If you want the story of their ordeal, go buy that other game. There you go. Chapter 0-1 is complete. Now we can truly begin the final chapter of Persona 4 as right now. I mean, you could watch this 2 years from now. There might be like another Persona 4 game coming in the pipeline or something. I don't know. Chapter 1-1, you and his friends. So you got to remember that this comes in the timeline. This is the final thing in the timeline. So this is post Arena Ultimax, post Golden Epilogue, and then there's this. Production company, Takara Productions, Practice Studio. About a half a year has passed since we solved the case that took place in the peaceful rural town of Inaba. So he leaves in like April and May, right? So this would be about like September, October, November, that-ish time? Summer vacation has been over for a while, but the heat still clings. Today we had come to a certain production company's office for a particular purpose.
Rise-san's very late. It's past time for our lesson already.
Are we really going to describe Naoto as keen-eyed friend? Upon saying so, Naoto looks up at the clock on the wall. Naoto Shirogane. She's an underclassman and 1 year younger than me, but she's a detective and fifth generation of the distinguished Shirogane family. When I first met her, she had problems with how others saw her and presented herself as an adult man. Now though, she's shifted away from that. I nod to Naoto before taking out my own cell phone, scanning the backlit screen.
No text or voicemail from her. What about you?
Me neither, it seems. I wonder if something happened. But in that case, I think you'd be the first one Rise-san would contact, Senpai.
Rise Kujikawa. She's an underclassman and a year younger than me, like Naoto. She's a teen idol famous across Japan, working under this company, Takara Productions. Just like Naoto, she had her own issues to deal with. When we first met her, Rise had been on hiatus from her work as an idol. However, the year we spent together helped her grow, and she's currently in the midst of making her comeback to showbiz. Actually, Rise's comeback is essentially the reason ordinary high school students like us are here in the first place.
Should I give her a call?
No, we can wait a little longer. Her work schedule is tight to begin with. It's us who are imposing on her time. Or, rather, it's me.
My finger hovers over the call button, but I stop at Naoto's words and put my cell away into my pocket. It's true, Rise must be very busy. It may be better to wait a bit longer and see what happens. Just as I'm thinking this, Naoto moves on to another conversation topic.
It still seems so hard to believe. For me, of all people, to be standing in a production studio awaiting dance lessons.
I couldn't have pictured it either, if it wasn't for Rise's comeback performance.
The Love Meets Bonds Festival. They're calling it LMB for short, correct?
That's what LMB is. There's like on the costume select screen in free dance, like LMB costumes. Like, the fuck is that?
That seems to be a momentous occasion. I've heard TV crews will be there on the day of the concert.
That's right. We'll be participating as backup dancers in the performance at LMB, the debut show for Rise's comeback. Of course, Rise aside, we're all just amateurs. We're going to need a lot of practice before we can handle a real show. So far, our practice has been extremely rigorous, and is still continuing on now.
Oh, ballroom dancing I could have managed, but I'm entirely useless at this. I felt much more at ease fighting monsters in a strange world than I feel here.
Oh man, I'm super late. I'm so sorry.
Ah, new voice actress for Rise. So I'm pretty sure you probably know this by now, but Laura Bailey could not come in and voice Rise due to scheduling conflicts. So don't be a jerk and be like, "Oh, I hate this new Rise because it's not Laura Bailey." Don't be an asshole. Just don't.
Rise-san! Oh, thank goodness you're all right.
My last meeting just wouldn't end. Were you two waiting long?
Let's see. We were not that long. That sounds tough.
Don't worry about us. I'm sure all your hard work will pay off in the end.
You're so nice, Senpai. I may be late, but I guess there was a silver lining.
We don't hold it against you. With the music festival right around the corner, you must be overwhelmed with all the preparations. After all, it's not just we two you've been supervising. I've heard that you're making time to give lessons to the others in Inaba as well.
As Anto says, we three aren't the only ones of our friends who will be participating in this Love Meets Bonds festival. The members of the investigation team, our friends who helped solve countless cases in distant Inaba, will be performing at this festival as well. Yosuke, Chie, Yukiko, Kanji, and Teddy. Even now, the 8 of us are practicing our dance moves daily. Though Rise is busy with work, she's been going back and forth between here and Inaba to help teach our friends in the country.
Well, everyone's pitching in to help me. Senpai, Naoto-kun, my friends in Inaba. I want all of us to be our absolute best on stage, so I'll do whatever I can to help achieve that. But man, the festival producer's been a real pill about it. Just a minute ago, she was going on and on about throwing our money away on amateurs. It was like I wasn't in the room. I was seriously seeing red. We'll show her. We're gonna pull this off whatever it takes, and then she'll see how amazing all of you are.
You're a true professional. My hat is off to you.
You know it. So you can't slack off either, Naoto-kun.
Except I won't take my hat off.
Come on, let's get this rehearsal started.
Oh, good. All 3 of you are here.
Did they change the voice actor for Inoue as well? Everyone gets the voice actor change in Persona 4 Dancing All Night. The studio door opens, cutting off Rise's words. The man poking his head through the doorway might be the only other friendly face here besides Rise in this unfamiliar studio.
Inoue-san, what's up? Wait, is that you, Nozomi? Oh my gosh! Hey girls, it's been forever!
The man called Inoue gives a smile and enters the room we're in. There are a number of girls behind him, but I don't recognize any of them.
I'm sorry to interrupt your practice, Yu-kun and Naoto-kun.
Ah, Rise-san's manager.
Could you spare a moment of your time? There are some people I'd like to introduce you both to.
Now I'm not sure if they actually changed his voice or not. I don't know, it's been a while since I've played... I think he was in Ultimax, and he was in 4, but I don't remember now. Whatever.
They're another idol group with Takara Productions. They'll be performing at LMB, too.